Hello and welcome to Chapter 6, Lesson 8. Today we're going to be talking about multiplication properties. And our goal is that we'll be able to identify those properties we're using when we're solving expressions. So let's get started. Here we go. A coach had 16 players in each of two groups. So I have two groups with 16 and 16, right? Two groups of 16. Each player scored 5 goals. So find the total number of goals. So first our goal is to find out how many players are there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply 16 times 2, and then I want to multiply that number by 5. So since you can easily multiply 2 and 5, right, we've got this 2 and 5 here. Fortunately, these parentheses here are bothering it. Okay, but because we know a property that says if they're all multiplication signs, that we can switch where the parentheses are. That property is the associative property of multiplication. That the way in which factors or numbers we're multiplying together are grouped, that's the associative property. Whenever we see grouped, we automatically think, oh, it's talking about associative property because that's those parentheses. It does not change the product, so the answer to the multiplication problem. So if I do this, I have to figure out what is 16 times 2, and then I have to multiply that by 5. Like, that's going to take a lot of brain power. Can you do it? Yeah, sure. But it's going to take a lot of brain power. But notice this. Instead of doing 16 times 2 first, what if I do 2 times 5 first? Then I'm going to get a 10, and 16 times 10, I can do that easily in my head. That's 160. So we need to know that we're using the associative property and that it's legal to change those parentheses. We can do it because of this property right here. Then I'm going to multiply. Parentheses tell you which factors to multiply first. Oh yeah, yep. Otherwise we would do left to right. If there were no parentheses, we would go left to right. Left to right. Then we're going to multiply. Done. So the total number of goals scored is 160. Okay. So because we know about the associative property of multiplication, we know we can switch those grouping symbols to a different spot to make things easier. So really kind of our goal for this lesson is we're going to try to make powers of 10, 100, 1,000, that sort of thing. Or numbers that are easier to work with by using associative property, commutative property, those types of things. So let's try another. So here it says, find the unknown in the equation. 35 and a half, or 35 and 5/10 times, we don't know, is equal to 17 times 35 and 5/10. So we notice that because these two are the same, we know that these two need to be the same because they're both multiplying, right? So because of the commutative property, shows that the order in which factors are multiplied does not change the product. We know that the unknown is 17. So this is basically saying 35 and 5/10 times 17 is the same as 17 times 35 and 5/10. That's that commutative property. It says we can switch them around in multiplication and division. Or no, addition. Multiplication and addition. Find the unknown of the equation. 17 times something equals 1. Oh, here we have our identity. 17 times something is itself the identity property. That states that the product of any factor times 1 equals itself. So we know that the unknown is 1. Okay, so the identity property of multiplication is any number times 1 equals itself. Here we go. Let's do a quick problem here. Oh yeah. Draw lines to match the multiplication property in each equation. So we can notice 6 and 2/10 and 100. We just switched them, so that's the commutative property. Here I noticed I have grouping symbols, so I don't even have to really think about what's going on because it's grouping symbols. And we know all times when we're talking about grouping symbols, we're talking about the associative property, and we're noticing that what numbers we multiply first are changing with our grouping symbols. we have a number times 1 is itself identity property. Okay, let's do a little example here. So it says use properties of multiplication to find each product mentally. Now, we think mentally is in our head. We're not at that point yet, though. Right now, what our goal is that we are going to write out our steps, and then that will help us in the future to do it mentally. And I know that because it says show your steps and identify properties that you used. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 5 1/10 times 2 times 50. And I'm going to change my parentheses to say I want to do 2 times 50 first because I notice that makes 100. And so that's the associative property of multiplication. I'm cheating a little bit. I'm doing a symbol. Okay, so then I'm going to multiply. 2 times 50 is 100 times 5 1/10. So that's just multiply. And the parentheses tell us which numbers to multiply first. I think that's what they wrote on the last example. So now when I'm multiplying this by 100, I have 2 zeros, which tells me I need to move this 2 spots bigger because I'm multiplying. So when I multiply that, I get 510. Okay, and that's what we practiced yesterday. So if I had to do this and then this, that would be a lot of more brain power than if I just found if I could make 100, if I could make a 10, if I could make 1,000. Then we're just moving those decimal points. So that's kind of our point of today is we're practicing those properties and labeling them as we do it. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.